Hello and welcome to What the Flick. We've got something sexy for you today. Can't you tell just by looking at us? We're going to talk about Colombiana. I'm Christy. This is Mariachi. I'm totally certain of it. This is Alonso Duralde. And in the cone of silence is Miss Gray Drake. Hello.
Hey, y'all.
Welcome. I've never been in the cone of silence. I don't know what it feels like. I'm a little curious. Is it nice?
It is nice. It's quiet.
Is it cozy?
Yeah. It's quiet.
It's velvety smooth.
I need that. Okay, so we're talking about Colombiana. Zoe Saldana stars as an assassin with a heart of gold, maybe. I don't know, it's a Luc Besson movie. Please tell us about this.
Let's see. In a world where newspapers are printed on fax paper and Chicago precinct cops have French accents, Zoe Saldana devotes her life to becoming a hired killer to avenge the death of her parents by a Colombian drug lord, and she becomes the Panty Assassin. That's what this movie should have been called, but instead they call it Colombiana. Here we go.
Hey, buddy. Got the good stuff.
TriStar, when you know Sony's really embarrassed. It's not even Screen Gems.
I was kind of surprised that she just walked out of the accident in the '64 Mustang. It's like, how did she not end up impaled on that stupid?
That's the question you ask?
How does she magically figure out how to leave the police station just in time to not be under lockdown? Like, do they let people go the next day after
She went to school.
After they
They made her go to
DUI and
school.
hit a police car?
How did she know parkour at age 9?
Yeah, that was the other thing. Action girl.
Life's tough in Colombia.
Oh,
Yeah,
brother.
I wouldn't want to grow up there.
Who are you?
Not from the service.
There's 22 murders in the last 4 years.
Dude, you guys see the symbolism in that? Did you see the symbolism
He
in the
got
sharks?
eaten by his own sharks?
Dude, amazing. She's a shark, swimming with sharks, and
Right.
he's a shark. It's amazing.
I love
Shark
that.
metaphor.
And one of those sharks was actually named Petard, so it was doubly ironic.
I was very surprised to see this is PG-13.
Afterwards, I was like,
It's a
wait
very
minute,
violent
was that
summer.
PG-13? Because it felt like an R movie while I was watching it, but then
in
I realized.
retrospect, there's no blood.
Yeah, it's all, yeah.
There's no blood. Even when like she stabs the gun piece into the guy's jugular,
You
there's
don't
no
see it.
blood.
Yeah.
And they get one fuck. She goes, it took you fucking long enough. or
Which is
something like
hilarious.
that.
It's the funniest
It's
line in the
very
whole
funny.
movie.
It's very, very funny.
What's important for kids to learn about vengeance?
Quentin Tarantino taught us that.
I want to be a killer. Can you help me?
I used to want to be Xena, Warrior Princess.
No, I want to be a killer.
I want to be Xena, but I want to focus on the killing part.
The fun part.
Okay, so I got a major in economics and a minor in killing.
We're having so much fun talking about Colombiana. While you guys are enjoying that trailer,
Oh my God.
we're having a good time today. So we have a really big disparity. There's Team Christy and Matt, and there's Team Alonso and Gray.
Oh, Alonzo, I'm sorry. I'm in
Oh.
the cone of silence. I can't back
I
you
know,
up.
Yeah.
you gotta back me up here.
The haters over there.
Okay.
Here's the thing.
All
This
right, what's
movie
the thing?
is horrible,
Oh
but
no.
I think that drag queens should see it, and I think that
No,
it should
this
become
movie
like
is-
it should become a midnight movie.
No, no,
This
this
is the
movie's awesome.
Showgirls of hired killer
No,
movies.
Why is it
This
awesome?
is
all,
hysterical.
No. First of all, this is not the worst hired killer movie I've ever seen. This movie's actually great. You're so wrong.
What?
This movie's awesome. It's hilarious. It's so over the top and so stupid. How could you not like this movie?
And it knows it.
I
That's
don't-
why
I
it's
don't
fun
know that it
It's
knows
another.
it.
It's another
It
great
totally
movie
does.
from.
Why
look,
do American newspapers have those
You're focusing on the
brackety
wrong-
European
Why are you focusing
quotation
on
marks?
that?
No, but
Why
here's the-
does the CIA agent have a British accent and the Chicago cop have a French accent? This is
Because it's cheap.
This is like going to an American restaurant in like Berlin, where like they kind of get the idea, but they don't.
You are
Well, see,
totally
this-
focusing on all the wrong stuff that's
No, no,
wrong.
It was
with
what was
Actually-
amusing me the whole
No.
time, because otherwise I was bored out of my mind. It was
No.
ridiculous.
Actually,
this
what it's
movie.
like, it's like being in the '70s and going to England and being stuck with English food for a week, and then going to McDonald's and saying, "Ooh, actually, this is kind of good."
Oh man, see, here's the thing.
Go
Here
ahead,
was
Miss Gray.
my
Yeah.
main problem with Colombiana was that it was never funny enough to make it really campy, and it wasn't serious enough to be a real like action, emotional kind of engaging film. Like it just walked that weird line and didn't know where it wanted to be. So instead, you just had to focus on Zoe Saldana in her underpants blowing stuff up, and usually that's okay, but it wasn't this time. It was just
No.
how did
See,
they
I
make it
disagree.
boring?
I think this
I
movie
would have
from the
liked it to have
get-go.
been campier, like
No,
a little
I-
further out on
Yes.
the edge, because it's bananas.
More-
all
I think,
Grindhouse,
No,
I
this
want.
movie is bananas, and I love that. I think from the get-go, like at the very beginning, when her parent. This is not much of a. This isn't really a spoiler because you know that that's what
parents
happens.
die, right.
Her parents get killed, and the guy comes in. The enforcer from the drug gang comes in and says, I need the data. I need whatever I'm looking for. Are you going to give it to me? And she whips out a knife and stabs him in the hand, like right off the bat. I'm like, oh, it's going to be this kind of movie. That's awesome.
And then does parkour through
And
the
then does parkour, right? This
kid,
it's a chasing
in her Catholic schoolgirl uniform.
at age 9.
Right, they're running
That's
across the
bananas.
rooftops.
Yeah,
They're
here's
running
the
across
thing.
the rooftops. I'm expecting to see Vin Diesel and The Rock come the other way.
This is a crappy movie that I think you should go see if it opens at a movie theater that serves alcohol.
That would make it
Because
that's
it-
a good
yes,
point.
disagree.
because that's the
But you
only
don't
way.
need that.
Yeah,
If
you
you
do.
love
You
it,
do.
No.
need it.
Look, compared to trashy action movies we've got like Conan last week, Conan had no fun at all.
No.
This movie is a barrel of laughs. It's hilarious. It's,
but
Not quite a
unintentional
barrel.
laughs,
It's
I
more
think.
like a small parcel of laughs.
No, this movie's great. I think
Peck
it's
of laughs.
Scotch.
This movie made me think of some of the better Luc Besson scripts that have been turned into movies that are, yes, trashy. Like,
God, really?
Like The Transporter. The Transporter is a total trashy, stupid movie. I love it because it makes no apologies for what it is, and that's what this movie does. This movie takes the idea. It's almost as if Luc Besson is exploring what would have happened in The Professional if Leon had actually decided to train Matilda.
Right.
And what
Right.
she would end up. That's kind of what you get here. It's a ridiculous idea. It's crazy. It's bananas. And it's kind of fun.
But
I
if it's
like
gonna,
it.
but if
more
it's
over
going to
the
be
top.
bananas, I'm with Gray. They should have gone further and just been more on the fact that this is supposed to be a joke because I thought it was funny in a way that it felt like they didn't think it was supposed to be funny because like computers do things that they never do, just like pictures magically appear and clues,
yeah, none of that
just
bothered
all
me.
this
I'm
stuff
fine with
that's
that.
so it's like it's either incompetent or it's campy, but
No, I
it could
thought it
have
was
been
totally campy.
they could have been more campy if it had been a little more competent. I don't know. Whatever it is, it's not working.
She sucks lollipops while she cleans out her gun.
Exactly.
What more do you need?
No, clearly-
And then she dances around in her little wife beater tank top and short shorts to nothing, and she's
Right.
home from a killing. And
No,
she's like,
and honestly, this is the
Should
kind of
have
movie.
worked, but it didn't.
And
I will say-
under her little tight trashy dress, she somehow manages to hide a full body
It's so
costume
rad. It's
so
so
that she can
rad.
You know what?
slink around on the walls like ninja ballerina.
I'll actually say this is the kind of movie that Michael Bay wishes he could make. This is, for where Michael Bay acts like he's a 14-year-old making movies. This is the kind of movie he wants to make and can't because he's got too much money and he gets too caught up in the pyrotechnics.
And he refuses to allow some characters to buy other characters' stuffed animals.
Yeah, exactly.
How weird was
Exactly.
that, by the way?
that was-
Alligator gift for Michael Vartan? Who gives him that?
Can
Yeah.
I mention that the director of this is a French director, of course, named
Olivier Megaton.
Megaton, which is not really his last name.
Shockingly.
He has changed his name in honor of the A-bomb that was dropped on Hiroshima, because he was born on August 6, 1965, the 20th anniversary of that.
And he made the,
That's how subtle we are here.
He made Transporter 3, which was the weakest entry in that series, and now
See, I
this
thought that was
thing.
better than the second one.
If I may dare suggest that there is a smidgen of an interior life to this person, and they do create some sympathy for her, and Zoe Saldana is pretty good. I mean, there's
Yeah,
inner conflict, there's emotion that you may not expect.
Well, and you
from
realize
this kind
that
of
she's
character.
you realize that she emotional. I mean, that as much as you're going to get in a movie like this, you kind of start to see this arc of, and you question whether or not she's really the good guy here. Like she goes so far beyond what she had originally planned, and she's become this person that she wouldn't recognize. And you start to think, ooh, okay, maybe she's really messed up here.
Right,
You
that's a good
guys,
point.
you guys are thinking about this more than the writers did. I think.
I don't think so.
Robert Mark Kamen, dude wrote Karate Kid. Is there anything he can't do?
That was a
Yes,
long
apparently.
time ago. Long time ago.
Yeah, that was what have you done for me lately, Robert Mark Kamen.
Zoe Saldana is a really good actress, and she is great, Matt, for those reasons you listed. But this movie it's too cliche for to ever go
You know
one
what though?
direction.
I don't have a problem with the cliches because they're done so effectively here, and I find that they work. Normally, if a cliché's done kind of half-assed, and yes, there's a lot of like cheap, crappy stuff. You've got this very European cast pretending to be American. There's a lot of problems with the movie. But as far as the direction, as far as trying to make things actually have impact, all of the rest of that stuff is ancillary. I actually thought this movie had its effect where it's over-the-top action, it's exciting, and you get just enough of the character arc that I came away with it thinking, oh yeah, maybe being
Okay, what about the part where the FBI, where they figured out everybody who was in the building when the murder takes place, and somebody mentions her, and the guy says, We're not looking for a woman. It isn't possible. I say, if you're going to see this movie, see it in a theater where you're not going to get kicked out for talking back to the screen, because it's that kind of movie.
Very true.
You're going to want to mock it openly.
I'm actually in the process of doing math to up my score.
Oh.
I'm realizing
All
how much
right.
more I like this. I think I didn't
Ay.
fuck it up too badly. I am now giving it a 7.
Right
I was
on.
going to give it a 6. I think I have done the math correctly. That this is now our average.
No.
All right.
You are as good at math as Colombiana
Now
is
don't
at being
lie and
subtle.
make the
I
score
know.
worse than it
okay,
actually
so
is.
you liked it even better than
I liked it. I gave it an 8.
Okay.
I'm going big on this
You're
movie.
8, I'm 7.
Go see it.
Gray.
I can only give it
Oh,
the
you're right.
deuce.
You are right. Sorry.
Oh, no, Gray. We're not going to have you back on the show if you're
You
going to
give
do
it
that.
Hey,
Oh, stop.
I am a truth teller.
right.
Matt Atchity, thank you.
And I'm giving it a 1.7.
All right.
So
Oh, well, I can't talk to you anymore.
Yeah,
All right.
fine.
Oh, but he gets to come back though.
Shockingly, I did division correctly, and so
Yes.
now our score is a 4.7. We don't have an official Tomatoland score yet,
Not yet,
correct?
not yet.
Okay, because for some reason reviews aren't in, but they're going to come in and they're going to get better.
I think a lot of people,
We'll
I
see.
think a lot of
When
people are
mine goes
arguing. I think a lot of people are conflicted. I think there are people who don't want to admit they like this movie.
Just get
Colombiana, it's the tree of life of late summer.
in. It is. Just get into it.
This
All
is
right.
a lot better than Tree of Life.
That's a whole
not even-
other
As
conversation.
the French
not even
would say, terrible.
All right. Thank
Trey
you guys.
Ball.
Thank you. Bye.